Welcome to this ethics and pop culture video, Consequentialism in Game of Thrones. When do the ends justify the means? Today we'll explore how this moral theory helps us examine decisions made by key characters in Game of Thrones, and how those decisions reflect real-world ethical dilemmas. Consequentialism is a family of ethical theories that says that actions are morally right or wrong based on their consequences. If an action leads to the best overall outcome, then it's the morally right thing to do, even if it means breaking rules like lying, cheating, or even killing. In other words, the ends really do justify the means. The most well-known version of consequentialism is utilitarianism, which says that we should aim for the greatest happiness for the greatest number. Another version, prioritarianism, focuses on helping the people who are worst off, even if it doesn't produce the most overall happiness. Both believe outcomes matter more than intentions or rules. Let's connect this to real history. During World War II, the United States bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki, killing many civilians. Some argue this ended the war and saved more lives than it cost. Whether you agree or not, this is exactly the kind of situation consequentialists focus on, where a terrible action might be necessary to prevent something worse. Now let's dive into Westeros. Tywin Lannister ordered the infamous Red Wedding to end a civil war. Was this just a strategic move to save lives by ending the conflict early? Maybe. But Tywin didn't stop with just Robb Stark. He orchestrated mass murder. From a consequentialist view, that scale of violence is hard to justify. The dirty hands theory says that leaders sometimes need to do terrible things for the greater good, but Tywin might have crossed the line. And we do have to ask the question, was this for the greater good, or was it for the good of the Lannister family? Jaime Lannister broke his sacred oath as a king's guard by killing King Aerys, the Mad King. But he did it to stop the Mad King from burning all of King's Landing with wildfire. Jaime ends up hated as the Kingslayer, but he saved 500,000 lives. A consequentialist might say he made the right call, even if it cost him his honor. What do you think? When Daenerys Targaryen buys the Unsullied army in Astapor, she tricks and then kills the slavers. It's a brutal move, but it frees thousands from slavery. This is classic consequentialism, using deceit and violence to bring about liberation. The question is, do the good results excuse the tactics? Arya Stark spares Lady Crane, her target, out of compassion, but her decision backfires and Lady Crane is killed anyway. Arya is nearly killed too. Even when our intentions are good, the outcomes can still be bad. Consequentialism forces us to consider not just what we mean to do, but what actually happens. Jon Snow kills Qhorin Halfhand, a fellow member of the Night's Watch, to gain the wildlings' trust and protect the realm. It's a personal betrayal, but it allows Jon to prevent a much greater threat. He dirties his hands to serve the greater good. Was it wrong, or was it heroic? One big problem for consequentialism is predicting the future. Even if you mean well, things can go horribly wrong. Arya's story is one example, but this is a common theme in both Game of Thrones and in real life. Can we ever be sure that a bad action will lead to a good result? So here's the big ethical question. Should we be willing to break moral rules like honesty or justice if it means preventing something worse? Should leaders be held to the same moral standards as everyone else? Game of Thrones doesn't answer these questions, but it does show us why they matter. As Varys says to Tyrion, a very small man can cast a very large shadow. In ethics, even small decisions can have enormous consequences. Thanks for watching, and I hope this gave you something to think about. Y'all have a great day.